You know that feeling when an Amazon package just shows up on your doorstep, almost like magic? Well, that's just the very last step in what is an unbelievably complex, kind of chaotic journey. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden AI co-pilot that's turning all that chaos into clockwork for thousands of local delivery businesses.
Seriously, think about it. It feels like magic, doesn't it? You click buy, and then poof, it's at your door. But behind that incredible speed is a daily, full-on battle against unpredictability. And it's being fought by thousands of local businesses every single day.
And the soldiers in this army, they're called Amazon's Delivery Service Providers, or DSPs for short. These are the local entrepreneurs, the small companies that manage those fleets of blue vans and the drivers who are actually making that final mile delivery happen.
Now, these folks are expected to deliver absolute perfection, day in and day out. But here's the crazy part. They don't control some of the most important variables, like how many packages are suddenly going to show up or what the traffic's going to be like. It is a recipe for constant, non-stop challenges.
For these DSPs, every single day is a brand new logistical puzzle. It is just a constant fight to bring some kind of order to all this operational chaos. And the pressure, believe me, is immense.
And the pain points are just relentless. Package volumes can suddenly double with almost no warning. The routes they get from Amazon are static, which means they don't account for a sudden accident that shuts down a highway. Driver schedules, often built by hand, totally based on gut feeling. This means vans are either sitting idle, burning money, or they're stretched way too thin, risking delays. And in a business with razor-thin margins, it's like a constant high-wire act.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Instead of planning and optimizing, these business owners are spending all day just putting out fires. Decisions are all reactive, not proactive. So how in the world do you fix that?
Well, this is where a completely new category of technology enters the picture. And we're not just talking about another app or a fancy dashboard. This is a fundamental shift in how decisions get made. It's an AI copilot designed specifically for this insane high-pressure environment.
So at the heart of this AI copilot, you've got something called autonomous optimization models, or AOMs. The easiest way to think of them is like specialized AI brains. You feed them your operational data, and they learn the unique rules of your business. How many vans you have, driver work limits, all that stuff. And then they just continuously calculate the absolute best plan. And this right here is such a critical distinction. We're all used to dashboards, right? They show us data about what already happened. But an AOM, it gives you decisions about what to do next. It doesn't just show you a problem. It literally hands you the solution. It is a difference between looking in the rearview mirror and having a GPS telling you the best way forward.
And maybe the best part? It's designed to be incredibly simple. We're not talking about some massive year-long IT project. A DSP can literally just upload the spreadsheets they're already using. The AI engine does all the heavy lifting. And boom, out comes a plan that's ready to go.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's dive into how this AI delivers real, tangible results, and we'll start with some of the quick wins. So DSPs can start with these pre-built AI models that go right after their biggest headaches. For instance, one model can improve their package volume forecasts by up to 25%, which means they have exactly the right number of drivers showing up for work every day. Another can boost how they use their resources by 40%, just by intelligently rebalancing routes. We are talking about measurable results, often within just a few days.
Now, those quick wins are super powerful, but the real game changer is when the AI starts linking all of these optimizations together. This is where you get these comprehensive suites that can totally transform the biggest parts of the business, from the routes on the road to the people behind the wheel.
First up is the big one, routes. This is all about finding the absolute smartest, fastest, and cheapest way to get every single package from the station to every single front door.
So what's the real impact of optimizing routes with AI? Well, it pretty much boils down to this number, 10 to 15%. Now, what does that actually mean in the real world? It means a 10 to 15% drop in the total miles their fleet has to drive. And look, that might not sound like a huge number, but for a small business juggling fuel costs and vehicle maintenance, that kind of saving is the difference between a profitable quarter and a loss-making one. It translates directly into massive savings, less wear and tear, and it gets drivers home faster and safer.
Okay, next up, let's talk about the human element. This suite is all about the drivers, creating better schedules, balancing the workloads, and frankly, making it a better job so they stick around.
And the impact here is just as big, especially for the team. The key number to look at, you guessed it, another big one, 15%.
That is a 15% drop in overtime costs. By creating these smarter, data-driven rosters, the system makes sure that workloads are balanced and fair. And this isn't just about saving money. It's about reducing burnout and keeping your best, most experienced drivers on the team, which in this industry is absolutely critical.
And finally, we've got the physical assets themselves, the vans and the capacity of the delivery station. This suite is all about getting the absolute most out of every single vehicle. And the result is a 10 to 15% improvement in what's called fleet utilization. In simple terms, that means fewer vans are just sitting idle in the parking lot and more packages are getting delivered with the fleet they already have. For a DSP, this might mean they can handle a surge in volume without having to go out and buy or lease more vans. It is all about maximizing every single asset they own.
So, when you put all this together, what does it really signal for the future? Well, it's a lot more than just a cool tool for one company. It's really a glimpse into the future of logistics itself.
So let's just quickly recap why this all matters. This technology marks a huge shift from that reactive firefighting to proactive, autonomous optimization. It elevates decision-making from just a gut feeling to intelligent, data-driven analysis. And crucially, it makes this powerful AI accessible without a massive IT team. In a business of thin margins, this makes sure every single resource is used to its absolute fullest potential.
And this all leaves us with a really fascinating question. When AI can perfectly optimize the how, how to route a van or how to schedule a driver, what does that free us up to do? It points to a future where human ingenuity can shift away from solving these daily logistical puzzles and focus on long-term strategy, on customer relationships, on growing the business. And that is the real promise of this technology. Thanks for joining us.